Traditional Chinese medicine, more simply known as TCM, has a history of over 4,000 years, but is taken until quite recently for the techniques to catch on outside China. Still, these days, combining TCM with Western diagnosis and treatment is growing in popularity around the world.
China's 5,000 years of history gave birth to the extensive and profound culture of traditional Chinese medicine. It is seen as one of the most valuable treasures of Chinese civilization. It was said that a man named Yan Di taught people how to cultivate and harvest crops more than 4,000 years ago. He was called Shen Nung, meaning God of Agriculture. Beyond just introducing farming, Yan Di also experimented with all these plants to see whether some of them could cure diseases. This is the origin of traditional Chinese medicine, also called TCM for short.
中国人几千年来对疾病的抗争，在抗争中间呢，积累了非常丰富的这个经验。而在2000多年前呢，这种经验呢，又把它上升为理论，就是我们所谓的中医理论。以后在这种理论的指导下面呢，再次促进了这个临床的这个发展。
Considered the Grand Master of TCM, Bian Jue made a very special contribution to its development. Living in the 4th century, Bian Jue drew upon all he had learned from his predecessors and created a unique method of medical diagnosis based on 4 principal techniques. The first is Wang, meaning observing. The second is Wen, which is a bit more complex. The character for Wen actually has 2 meanings with the same pronunciation, which in English translate into smelling or hearing. And Wen means inquiring. The final technique is called Jie, meaning feeling.
望就是望病人的气色，望病人的眼神，望病人的神态等等。闻包括嗅，也包括听诊。那问病史，问病人的痛苦所在，那发病的情由，那等等。那气就是包括气脉，那这是我们中医辨证当中的望闻闻气。
Internal medicine had been well developed long before surgery. Since people believed their parents created their bodies, they didn't have the right to damage them. As a result, TCM surgery practices developed very slowly. Perhaps most famous of all early surgeons was Hua Tuo, who lived in the 2nd century. Hua Tuo was not only good at diagnosing and prescribing medicine or acupuncture, he also had a profound understanding of surgery. The famous novel, The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, tells a grand tale of his superb medical skills. One of the heroes in the book, Guan Yu, was wounded in his right arm by a poisoned arrow. The poison quickly seeped in. Soon, Guan could no longer feel his arm, and the hero's life was in jeopardy. Hua Tuo made an incision, cut all the way to Guan's bone and scraped away the infection. Soon, Guan Yu recovered from his injury.
到了这个东汉的时候呢，我们出现了一位非常有名的外科学家，那就是华佗。那么根据史书的记载呢，华佗当时他不仅仅是已经可以进行腹腔手术，而且他运用中药麻沸散进行麻醉，在麻醉的状态下面进行腹腔手术。
Acupuncture is another type of TCM with a long history in China. Nobody knows exactly when people began to use acupuncture to release pain. It is said that primitive men found that occasionally using something with a sharp point to stimulate somewhere on your body could help ease pain elsewhere. More than 1,000 years ago, a famous man named Wang Weiyi formalized the practice. He made 2 bronze acupuncture figures for teaching and practicing. From that point on, the technique has flourished into a modern form still widely practiced today. Even today, as Shanghai is rapidly modernizing, more and more people are attracted by TCM. Mr. Hoop is one of them. He likes acupuncture very much.
We find more and more that the combination of the two types of medicine is very helpful. So we start understanding the advantages of the Chinese medicine. In particular, acupuncture and acupressure is very popular in Europe. And since we're now here for business in Shanghai, I thought we'd take the opportunity to also visit a traditional pharmacy shop and also get some small treatment from the doctor, have analyzed what is good and what is not so good with your body and the health.
Nowadays, people believe that the combination of Chinese and Western medicine is a good way to cure diseases. But Western medicine triggered a lot of different opinions in the medical field when it was introduced into China in the 19th century.
"第一种就是他们对西医采取全盘否定的态度，那么我们认为这也是不可取的，因为西医它也是一个学科，也是一个科学。那么第二种呢，它是对西医采取全盘的肯定，再而全盘否定中医，那么我们认为这种也是错误的，它是一种民族虚无主义的体现。那么当时第三种人士呢，他们提出了一个中西汇通的这个观点。那么我们认为这个观点呢，还是在当时的这个历史条件下面呢，我们认为还是可取的。
While